including the co-founder of Cost Plus Drugs, Mark Cuban. Mark, thank you very much, Mark. Looking good, Mark. Come here, Mark. We have the same thing, one thing in common. We want to make people better and keep them wealthy, right? Good to be with you.
So this is a special announcement. This is a special partnership.
It's pretty remarkable seeing you and Mark Cuban up there, and the fact that obviously Mark endorsed Kamala Harris back in 2021.
Well, he made a mistake. It was a big mistake.
What does this say about what you two are building here?
Well, it says we love people. We love our country. He's got a good company, and he's going to do a lot of business with this. Now, we're ready to go in tomorrow, very big. Other countries have come to me and they've said we were getting ready to do a very major attack tomorrow. I put it off for a little while, hopefully maybe forever, but possibly for a little while.
It's the Democratic Party that has been given over, unfortunately, to a lot of crazy people. The only game in town is Donald J. Trump and congressional Republicans. We're fighting for you every single day.
Mind if I get off the teleprompter for a couple? Boom, boom, boom.
What a testament. Something only...
Stand with you. Fight, fight, fight!
I have to say up front, for the lawyers, that I'm here in my personal capacity as a private citizen, a fellow American, and a fellow combat veteran, here to support Navy SEAL Ed Galrun. President Trump told me when he first offered me this job, he said, "Pete, you're gonna have to be tough as shit." Sorry. He did. You ready? They're gonna come after you. And boy, was he right. He was right. But that's also what Ed represents. A warfighter, a man forged through service. And right now, America needs that kind of leadership right alongside President Trump. President Trump needs those kinds of reinforcements. And that's why this race matters.
These are all signs of a desperate campaign. That's why the president's tweeting. That's why they're sending the Secretary of War. It's why they're starting all these fake stories. They're trying to buy a seat. Miriam Adelson, AIPAC, RJC, basically Israeli lobbyists trying to buy a seat in Kentucky.
President Trump does not need more people in Washington who are trying to make a point, especially from his own party. And too often, Thomas Massie has acted like his job is to stand apart from the movement that President Trump leads instead of strengthening it. When President Trump needs backup, Massie wants to debate process. Kentucky has a choice in this race. You can send a warrior, reinforcements for the president in our shared fight against the radical left, or you can send an obstructionist. In my mind, it's an easy choice.
Justice Department has this new fund that was announced today, $1.7 billion.
Yeah.
Why should taxpayers pay for the January 6th?
Well, it's been very well received, I have to tell you. I know very little about it. I wasn't involved in the whole creation of it and the negotiation. But this is reimbursing people that were horribly treated.
Had an economy that was in free fall.
Coming up with a settlement, $1.7 billion bond
Yes.
to pay these people.
Okay, forget settlement. There's no settlement because his original claim was utterly bogus. Really, the report should be Donald Trump is setting up a $1.7 billion political slush fund for the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers and his other political lieutenants and hangers-on. Congress never voted for $1.7 billion for him to give away to his friends. Donald Trump was impeached for inciting an insurrection, and now he wants to pay the insurrectionists who went to work for him.
They've been weaponized. They've been, in some cases, imprisoned wrongly. They paid legal fees that they didn't have. They've gone bankrupt. Their lives have been destroyed. And they turn out to be right. And they're getting reimbursed for their legal fees and the other things that they had to suffer.
Do you believe that people who committed violence against Capitol Hill police officers on January 6th should be eligible for compensation from this DOJ fund?
It'll all be dependent on a committee. And again, I didn't do this deal. It was told to me yesterday. I do believe there has to be compensation for people that were destroyed.
So it's utterly fraudulent what they're doing there. They're prostituting what's called the judgment fund. That is a political slush fund. That's extremely dangerous. And now they want to do it with $1.7 billion. So he keeps setting up these political slush funds. Another one is the Board of Peace. He took $1.5 billion out of the State Department budget, which was in there basically for disaster relief around the world. Then he got $1 billion from Qatar, he got $1 billion from the United Arab Emirates, he got $1 billion from Saudi Arabia and some other countries. We're seeing the proliferation of these political slush funds. When he gets a hold of any stream of federal money, he turns it into a personal piggy bank. You know, with the Venezuelan oil, they set up an account in Qatar. There, we've got to get just a handful of Republicans to work with us to reclaim the integrity of the U.S. government and to see to it that he's not going to run off with all of our money, because we're talking about billions of dollars here that's taking place.
All the way out, all online. It's all people invited. Our country is invited to this. It's free.